Hi there, welcome to Guitar with Ed. Today we're going to talk about finger exercises. This is our finger exercise primer, really. I'm going to explain them to you. So, there's a few things to remember, so I'm going to try not to be long-winded about this. Finger exercises. So we need to exercise our fingers. So they need numbers for us to keep them straight. So number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And your thumb, well, it goes behind the neck. Okay, with that being said, try to keep your hands in a good position where you're not having your thumb way up here and you can't get to things. You're causing that. It's not the guitar, it's you. You have to get your thumb back here. So go slow and relaxed. And I do mean slow and relaxed. Don't stick your tongue out like people do when they're drawing. Your tongue has nothing to do with your fingers and your hands. Try not to hold your breath. Try not to put your shoulders up. The only muscles you really want to use is your brain, and the ones in your right hand and the ones in your left hand. And I know I did that backwards. So then another thing we got to do is, the hard part about these is, since we're going to be playing on each string, is get your picking hand together with it. And that's part of the point of these. It gets both hands synced up together on the same string at the same time, which takes a while. So slow and relaxed, and keep your fingers as close as you can to the frets. I know from your perspective, it looks like I'm right on top of most of these frets, but in reality I'm right beside it, and where my finger rounds is what's coming up over top and making it look like I'm right on the center of the fret, but I'm right in front of it. Okay, so once you start to get this hand together a little bit, the idea is you take your pinky, this guy, valuable finger, and attach it to the guitar. And you can slide it up or down, and basically that's what I do. I slide up and down, and I can keep my fingers, my pick in the same, I'm always in that same little stretch, always between my pick and my pinky, pretty much. But since I don't take my finger off, I'm not floating above the guitar and ending up in the wrong place at the wrong time. This will help you get this whole part of the guitar together for you. Okay. So, and it's all about slow and being accurate, really being accurate. And just sit up, let the guitar balance, put your arm on top of the guitar, put a little bit of your weight on there, a little tiny bit will hold the guitar up for you, and keep it balanced between your chest, your knees, your legs, and your arm here. You've got a tripod happening, and it'll keep it pretty solid. Okay, and now next is our fingers 1, 2, 3, 4. So here goes the exercises. What we're going to do is play one string at a time from lowest to highest. So the first fret with our first finger to our second fret on the second finger. And then just go over, walk over, and just get to the next string. And do the same thing. All nice and slow at first. Speed comes. And now exercise number 2 looks something like this. Finger 1 and finger 3. So we're going to skip. Basically the idea is you're going to lock into one finger per fret. But now this one you got to have your thumb more in the center so that way you can balance between your two fingers here and walk. So here we go. Finger 1, finger 3. Finger 1, finger 3. Finger 1, 3. Cool. So now we go for finger exercise number 3, which is fingers 1, 2, and 3. So here we go. Keeping your hand balanced. And just go at a slow pace. We'll do these together later. So now after you've got these going forward, that's only half the equation. A lot of music and musical concepts are really kind of childlike. So we got to the highest string, so let's turn it around and go backwards. So we're going to go from highest to lowest now, and starting with finger exercise number 1, which is the simplest, 1 and 2, these two fingers. We're going to go from the highest note on that string to the lowest note on that string. And then do the same thing on the next string. This is a little weird after you get used to going forward, but you'll get used to it. It's just new. So then the idea when you do these, you should go all the way up and return, is the concept. Awesome. And you can do that for all three of these. And 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Some more quick little tips here. Anywhere you press between these two frets, you will get a note. But what you're doing is when you press on a string and press on the fret, you're making the string and the fret contact. So once they're contacting, the string is shorter. Whatever you do back here isn't going to affect the guitar. The body doesn't amplify that. So the neck is cut off at the second fret on that string. But this side, everything comes out. So when you're walking fingers over from lowest to highest, any combination, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, whatever you're doing, the idea is to leave the first finger down and add whatever finger you're going to. In this case, number 2. And I just covered it because it doesn't matter what I do back here. Now suddenly I shorten the string to here, so this doesn't matter. And this way you're not using you're only using one action, dropping a finger, as opposed to dropping a finger and lifting a finger to get that same one note. That's 2 actions. That's twice the work. So just don't work so hard. Awesome. Thank you very much. Now we'll do some.